I had a long career as an officer in the U.S. Army. And then at one point, late in my career, a friend of mine referred me to a financial advisor that has been his advisor for many years. And ultimately, she became my advisor. We built our relationship. There came a point where I told her that that was a career that I wanted to get into after the Army. And she just so happened to be starting to build her succession plan. And also at the same time, she had heard about a new program LPL was starting called the Independent Advisor Institute.
You know, I think the biggest piece of advice that I would give to someone entering the Advisor Institute program is just to put yourself out there. Make yourself uncomfortable. You know, no matter what you're doing or where you're doing it, you will get out what you put into things. And so be engaged in the conversations, you know, ask questions, communicate with your classmates, with your instructors.
My father is a financial advisor, so I grew up with that as part of my life. And the principles were ingrained in my soul. And ultimately, as I continued in my career, I realized that I had to make the switch. The Independent Advisor Institute really ingrained in me a sense of community, especially within LPL. It was so important for me to form these lifelong relationships with people who were either starting out new in their careers in the advising space, transitioning like I was from a different career to this. And ultimately, some people were very seasoned in their careers making the switch.
You know, when I joined the firm that I work for and work with now, my managing partner was a busy man. He had a lot of responsibility, and it was crucial to him that I was developed in a way and developed every day, but also in a way that didn't consume all of his time, all of his energy, all of his resources. And if you can use a program like the Advisor Institute to bring them all together, I think it's a great program that's going to benefit both the younger and the older advisor.
The Independent Advisor Institute program gave me this wonderful network of other people going through the same thing that I was going through, this career shift where we were all able to learn from each other because everyone's coming from a different practice. So I was able to bring back tips and tricks when it comes to business structure, process, how people look at, potentially taking on new clients, what people live by in their practice and what their morals and values are. It was really great to have that exposure from all different parts of the country.
The return on investment of time is immediate. You immediately get that time back because you're able to bring a new advisor in. They're starting to get licensed. They're being trained on some basic sales techniques. They're being trained on all the aspects of LPL, how to operate within client works, where to go with LPL for questions and concerns. And so for my partner and I, we're now 4 years into this, from when I started the program, we've definitely made a return on the investment that she put into the program.
It was so nice to have that network of people all going through the same thing, to have that extra support, and ultimately to be able to manage it all while running a practice by myself and also studying for the CFP, which I recommend it. I think it's an incredible thing to go through.
As soon as I decided to hire a new advisor and my partners and I looked at bringing them in, I came forward and said, we have to put them into the Advisor Institute. I wholeheartedly believe that that is the best place for a new advisor to start. And as I bring in advisors in my firm in the future, I will always go to that program and use whatever aspects of it they have at the time and that work for us.
Developing new young advisors is hard. Being an advisor in itself is hard, but I truly believe it's all achievable if you're willing to put in that work. And those at LPL Financial, especially among the Advisor Institute team, has inspired me to do just that. It's hard work, but if you can put a team around you, it's achievable and you can do it.